Hello, my name is Errol.
I'm Manda.
And welcome to 3 Geeks in a Pod. There are only two of us.
Except there's 2 of us again
because
this week.
Ja-Mez is really busy.
And tired.
And all that sort of stuff. He just doesn't want to. I think what he did is that he made this thing and then he just left. And just hoped that we would carry it. He does. He has. He's tired of us not reading his news.
Well, we did that once.
If you were here last week, and we're going to do it again this week.
We're gonna try and read it this week. It's going to be really great.
Yeah, the news are going to be awesome. I'm
amazing.
Super excited.
Yeah.
Because I just finally released the last episode of the Manda musical. So I am so overjoyed by this.
You don't have to edit anymore.
I know. I am so happy. Oh my goodness.
More insane.
And the funny thing is, it wasn't like a lot of editing. It was minor editing and it took me forever. The minor editing took me forever.
Because of all the just the colors and stuff and the sound.
The color and stuff. Oh, the sound especially for episode 6. And then I know I would have to send it out and then there'd be minor edits.
Oh yeah.
And
That was
like
actually the big thing, was rendering it, uploading it, getting feedback, and then doing it all again.
Yeah. Well, also just render, because it would take like 4 hours to render on my machine. So,
yeah.
And so I'd want to finish everything that I could. I think the worst part is I want to finish as much as I could, and then render it so that I could go away and finish up all my other chores. And yet, life doesn't fit in small sections like that. So it's like, I can't get this done before I pick up my kids or something like that. And so that's why it was kind of stressful in that way.
Poor Errol.
How are you? I heard you were at a social function with your work and you got smashed.
I did not get smashed.
You said, I warn you, I'm smashed.
I didn't say that. I said I've had a couple of cocktails.
So that means smashed. Didn't you get drunk on 2 glasses of wine last time?
I did. And
yes.
This is a no food thing. If they don't have food around,
so now, did you get something to eat? You were hungry.
I got some stuff.
So does this mean we have the loose Manda, at least tongue, and you're going to just say everything about the cute guy,
I have enough control. No, I don't know any. Anyway.
You don't know any cute guys. Wow, you are picky.
I know too many cute guys. Anyway.
Oh, really? Are you going to tell us?
No. Manda
air?
hasn't had that many cocktails.
So who are all these cute guys you want? Oh!
What? No, don't say anything. Jeez. What is he doing now? He's getting up from his seat. He's grabbing his wallet and his phone. I don't know. Anyway.
No, I was going to get the news too.
Oh,
right?
you were going to get the news too.
Because we should talk about news.
Yes, we should talk about
Did you
news.
want to... First off, Manpans wrote a great blog post about Nano Musical.
Oh, did you read that?
Of course I read it. I was wondering... Well, I'm surprised you didn't publish it yet. Do you want to publish?
It's scheduled.
Yes, for
tomorrow.
the 5th. Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know when the episode was
she was getting
coming
all
out.
mushy.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that post.
Why
It's
not?
really mushy.
It's mushy.
It's so
and
mushy.
So you can and last night... I mean, I don't know when you're going to listen to this. You might listen to this a week later. But I was at the Nerd Mafia Secret Santa. Although that's going to be one of our topics anyway, right?
That is, yeah. So
Just
we'll
Secret
cover
Santas
that
in
later.
general?
Secret Santas in general. Geek Secret Santas, I don't know. Yeah, we were at the Nerd Mafia last night for their holiday party.
It was all sorts of
I've
fun.
been doing all sorts of holiday parties. It's insane.
Look at you. You're a party animal. Have you picked up any guy at any of those?
Nope.
Yep.
No.
I heard one of the comments on YouTube
Oh,
was...
no. I don't want to talk about that comment on here.
Cutie pie. Hi, cutie
I told
pie.
Errol this thinking it wasn't that big of a deal. I just said it offhand, and then, now he's beating me with his stupid Secret Santa prize. And,
okay, sorry. We'll talk about news, okay, cutie
we'll talk
pie?
about news. Oh, oh, you're such a jerk. Okay, let's talk about some news.
Okay.
So the first news is the new Man of Steel poster reveals plot twist. So I'm assuming new Man of Steel poster being a movie thing, right?
About Superman.
It's Superman. I know it's Superman. I'm not that stupid, but
So did you know it's about a movie?
I didn't know that Superman was being rebooted, honestly.
I know. Really? Yeah. Okay. So what is it? Plot twist.
The poster reveals Superman in handcuffs being led by fully armed soldiers. So he said he isn't that easily. Usually, he's not easily subdued by handcuffs. But usually, I think you mean always.
Yes.
And surely this scene wouldn't be enough to stop him if he wanted to escape, which suggests to me, I mean, I'm assuming that means Ja-Mez, that Superman is wanted by the state for something. Likely he has been framed and is willing to go quietly with full face in his innocence. So it means that Superman's probably guilty of something, and instead of actually fighting back, he's going along with the government because...
He's a pansy.
Yeah. I never liked Superman either, to be honest. I don't hate him.
Do you like any superhero?
I do.
Yeah?
I like the X-Men. I like Batman. I like...
X-Men?
Yeah.
You haven't read any Marvel comics.
But I've seen the movies, and I liked it. That means I like the superheroes. Are you going to be like an elitist about this now?
No, not really.
Okay, good.
You can keep on talking about all the superheroes you like and want.
No. No, but with Superman, what if there's kryptonite in his handcuffs or something? What if that's why he can't get out?
Oh, that's true.
I mean,
Then
that's a very
he'd be
possible
dead
thing.
soon, right? If he had kryptonite, it's easy. Because kryptonite is the most common element in the Superman universe.
It seems to be when the plot requires it.
Like, everybody can get kryptonite.
Kryptonite. No problem. We need Superman. I mean, I think that was the only thing that bothered me about Superman was that he was just so invincible. I mean, then kryptonite came in, so it was fine, but it always I don't know why. It was just sort of like that gets boring after a while. It's like, well, how do you defeat Superman? There's no real tension there. It's like he can block any bullets. He can fly faster than anything on the planet.
That's why he's Superman.
That's why he's Superman, I guess. But it's like, that gets boring to read about. It's like, hey, he did it again.
I think Ja-Mez did a rant on this.
Oh, did he? Okay, so I'll stop.
No, I'm not asking you to stop. I'm just trying to remember, was there a rant on this? Anyway, sorry. No, we all agree with you, so it's not that big a thing.
But I mean, like, they developed ways of weakening him with the kryptonite. And then the red kryptonite, which affects his mood and stuff. You know what affects my mood? The Dalek that Errol won.
Or could it be cute guys that go in the elevator with you?
Wow, you're just like referencing everything. All of my Facebook posts.
Yeah.
Well, they were Irish, so it...
Irish beard men.
Okay, next topic of news. All right. So that's that. The next one that Ja-Mez had here was... wait, that was number 2. What was number 1? No, that was number 1. What was number 2? Oh, a new TV spot for The Hobbit features a glimpse of smog. So The Hobbit's coming out soon. Like, the 14th, isn't it?
Mags won this Lego thing. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Totally awesome.
It was very awesome. There's like a Lego Aragog and...
Aragog?
Isn't that the spider's name?
Oh, yeah, actually, I can't remember what the spider's name is in
well,
The Hobbit.
Look at that.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. It was Lord of the Rings. It wasn't The Hobbit.
Oh, it wasn't The Hobbit. No, it was Lord of the Rings.
So that would have been...
So it was the scene where Smeagol has the fish, and he's
Yeah.
betrayed by Frodo, and then he decides to bring him to the spider. Spoilers.
Yes.
And
That's cool.
yeah, it was very cool.
And
What? Hang on. So it's smog. So not much has been shown of the dragon. The dragon character in The Hobbit.
well, you know, I mean, we all know the story, so I'm not really too worried. I mean, the dragon doesn't come till the end, and if this thing is 3 movies, we're not going to see the dragon until the 3rd.
Smog is a fan favorite character that people have been clamoring to see on the big screen for years. And the TV spot doesn't reveal much, but it shows a glimpse of his wings.
Oh.
See,
Maybe he'll look like Cloverfield or something.
Cloverfield, one can hope not. No, I think that's good on their part, actually, that they don't reveal what the dragon looks like.
Because we got 3 freaking movies.
We got 3 freaking movies
so
to get to.
What's the next news?
The next... We're flying through this. No one we take, like... Poor Ja-Mez.
What?
He's so good at the news. We're so bad at it. The Hawkeye Initiative. Actually, this is the big piece of news. So this is, like, what's been going on the internet recently. So, in response to a growing concern about the over-sexualized depiction of women in comics...
Or me.
Several fans have started a Tumblr account that puts Avenger Hawkeye into similar positions as famous female comic characters to depict how ridiculous and sexist comic art can be. So fans submit a famous shot of a female character, usually making some anatomically impossible and often overtly sexual pose, and then draw Hawkeye in a similar position. So basically, it's just reversing the roles. So you'll see like comic covers with women sticking their chest and butts out, and all the men are just sort of standing straight. So they kind of reverse
when
that.
I do that.
No, everybody cares because everybody wants you to stop.
Like in my music videos.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I like the first one when you saw the one when they did it with the Avengers.
Yeah, they just reversed all of the characters. So, like, all of the female characters were standing like the male characters were, and all the male characters
Well, the Avengers, there was only one female character. The Avenger poster.
Oh, okay,
the
sorry.
Live action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah, because, you know, it is something, sometimes it's something not even I think about too often, and then you look at it and you're like, oh, yeah, that's kind of, yeah, it's comics in a very big way are still pretty overtly sexist when it comes to females and how they're portrayed on there. I don't know though, like, on the other hand, I'm a bit wary of it just because I think my Facebook wall has been getting spammed with all sorts of feminist stuff lately, and I'm just sort of tired of hearing about it.
Not from me.
No, never from you.
I don't spam anything serious.
No.
What are the top 2 things people put on your wall? On your wall, not through your news feed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean through my news feed.
Yeah. What are the top 2 things people put on your wall?
People don't often post on my wall,
Really?
Actually. No.
Wow, people post on my wall all the time.
No, nobody ever posts on my wall.
Or tags you, and they'll put like, hey, Manda.
No.
I tag you all the time.
Well,
then it goes on your wall.
Well, you tag me on stuff like I did a musical with Manda.
Yes, but other things I tag you.
Like what?
I can't remember. Wasn't there something where we were talking about you and your mom came in too?
Oh, yeah. We talked about that last week.
What was it?
What?
I forgot.
Oh, poor fish brain.
I forgot.
Last night he introduced me to somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, "Hey, man pants, this is Alex," and I'm like, "Hi, Alex, I'm Manda," and he like kind of like really shyly whispered something, and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "My name's not Alex." And I'm like, "What is your name?" And I thought maybe it's something that sounds like Alex. No, it was Brandon.
Well, see, I was just one letter ahead. That's all. It's 2 syllables. I have other news I saw.
Oh, what is your other news?
Spider-Man. And look, Ja-Mez didn't even give this to us, but what? Spider-Man. What? Electro is being played by Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, you were mentioning me to that earlier. So who? Sorry, I gotta ask.
Who's Jamie Foxx?
No, who's Electrode?
He's an actor.
Who's Electrode?
Electro. He's a villain.
And what does he do?
Electricity.
Okay, that's cool. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I think I can exit that. Oh, look, email. I won't check
Are you
it.
just checking your email?
I won't check it.
You've been, because of the last episode, Manpans has been checking views, comments. You know, it's really nice. I will take this time to say that even though it's been crazy busy with Nano Tunes and the Nano Musical.
Yeah.
The number of comments that we get that have been just like, you guys, you keep on going, it's great, has been amazing.
Yeah,
they've been like encouraging us.
The
feedback's
been great,
and that's and that makes me want to make it do the Nano Tunes. And also, and when I hear that people are going, as a reward, I'm going to watch your.
Yeah, we're their reward. That's kind of weird.
That's cool. So to know that we're encouraging people to write is also a good thing.
Yeah. Actually, that's very nice.
So that's what I also really like it when I read comments about my kid can't stop singing your songs. I think that's also very
pretty
cute.
Fun.
Maybe a bit, cruel of me to introduce
that
them.
because
Yes.
there's nothing worse than a child liking a song too much. They will never stop singing it ever. Anyway.
Yeah. That was my news. I think I had other news and I
think
forgot
I have a bit of news.
Oh, you have news?
Well, I mean, the Walking Dead
game?
episode 5 just recently came
Oh
out.
yeah, Dan played it.
I watched
it.
another Let's Play of it online.
Is it an adventure game?
It is an adventure game.
It's an adventure game.
So this is what's impressive about it, because Dan played it. And
you mean like point and click?
A lot of it's point and click. Like some of it's quick time events, like the Jurassic Park game we played.
It's an adventure game.
But it's an adventure game. Pure and simple. Like it's a much more...
Is this your topic for tonight?
No, we talked about adventure games last time too.
Oh, we did? Oh,
well,
okay.
we tried to talk about conventions, and it just ended up us talking about adventure games, and then so we can't get on that. But I wanted to mention. I wanted to mention Walking Dead episode 5 because it's a much more simplistic adventure game. So like you do collect items.
Like the Jurassic Park adventure game, simplistic?
No, it's better than that.
Oh, good.
It's the same company, but Telltale seems to learn from their mistakes.
Telltale did it.
Yeah,
okay.
They seem to have learned because there's an occasional slightly more complex puzzle, but for the most part, it's pick up an item, figure out where to use that item. But the story is just so fantastic, and I've been watching it. Unfortunately, I couldn't.
Is there less drama that you have to go through?
Oh my god, there's so much drama. But here's the thing. Here's the awesome thing that they did with this game.
You can shoot them if they annoy you?
No.
Oh.
There's a child. Look, honestly, I would recommend you play this game.
Oh no, I probably will.
Yeah. When it goes on sale or something, and
I'm all for adventure.
And the
games.
neat thing with this one is that
I'd like to make an adventure game.
We're trying to.
Yes.
We can probably get back on that, but the neat thing with this one is
It'd be cool if it was open ended.
This one is sort of open ended.
You
actually.
can't shoot characters,
you
can you?
can't shoot them, but the choices that you make end up affecting
cool.
the rest of your gameplay. So it's interesting because I watched 2 separate Let's Plays. I watched Dan's and I watched somebody else's, and both of them ended up making very different choices. And while it doesn't affect it too much, it just sort of affects your relationship with all of the characters.
Oh.
So for instance, Dan ended up
drama.
making... But it's interesting because you get invested in it. You don't get annoyed by it.
Good.
And I am somebody who gets very easily annoyed. It's why I gave up on the TV series. There was just so much melodrama, and I couldn't take it. But this one, the one thing that they did brilliantly, they have a child character.
Uh-oh.
And kid characters are very hard to do.
Just like Jurassic Park.
Just like Jurassic Park. But this one is fantastic. She's not too innocent or like cutesy, but then she's not too smart for her own good either. She's a kid, like she's an actual kid, and a lot of the series revolves around the relationship between this kid and the main character. And by the end of it, by episode 5, you are just so invested in it, and you are just so willing. Like I was.
How long is each episode, do you think?
It's about 2 to 3 hours of gameplay per episode, I think, and
that's doable, eh?
Doable, and like I think the whole series is $25, which is a pretty good price.
No, that's pretty good. I paid $20 for the Nancy Drew for my girls.
Oh yeah. How did that end up being, by the way?
Oh, I liked it. I just didn't finish it because there was this musical I had to do.
Sorry.
It's your fault, man. Pants.
Sorry.
It's your idea.
But at the end of this one, it was funny because I was watching the Let's Play, and this one is the Let's Play I watch is Video Games Awesome. I don't know if I've shown it to you before, but
who, me, or are you talking to the audience?
No, you.
I'm not talking to the audience.
No,
we are talking to the audience.
Okay, Errol. I think I don't know if I've shown you this yet.
Oh, show me what?
Video Games Awesome. It's a Let's Play series, and you can actually see them playing it. Like they have a green screen that they go against, and then they have the screen, and then they have a chat below for people to comment.
Oh,
so they do it all live, and then they post it on YouTube after.
We should make this like a radio series, and then we can have like people chatting and asking us questions.
Maybe.
Yeah,
if we ever get
when you get
enough.
popular.
Oh.
That's when you get popular.
Okay.
I think you are popular. Lizette likes you.
That doesn't... I said, that doesn't mean I'm popular.
I had someone comment how beautiful your eyes are.
Okay, that was Debs.
And then there's Cutie Pie.
Okay, no. Can I go on with this? I was
Sure.
actually saying something.
You know, there was an arcade game, and it was called Guitar Freaks, and the first song you played was Cutie Pie.
Okay.
Dun 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum.
Ja-Mez?
What you should do is we should find that song and put that in.
Oh, I don't know.
That could be your theme song.
No! Anyway, so what I was gonna say was when you watch these guys, like the usual, there's the usual, like there's the guy who plays the video games and does a lot of the commentary. They often make joke commentaries over the games, and it's pretty hilarious sometimes. And the one guy is you know, he's pretty sarcastic and he's pretty you know what? Oh, Errol. He's like, go back to the microphone. Don't play it. I'm so glad I'm editing this. This is a waste of time. Nobody else can hear this but me.
No, we can put it out there. You know, we'll find the MP3.
Oh, God. That's too hard.
There you go. How awesome is that?
Uh-huh. Okay. Anyway.
What were we talking about?
I'm trying to talk about this thing. I've been trying to talk about for the last 5 minutes.
So you have your own theme song.
No, it's not my theme song.
It is now.
Oh, for crap's sake.
I can have a whole video of
Cheese
just
and
of
crackers, Errol.
man pants. I can take the video of you dancing to the strawberry shortcake thing. I don't know what it was called. Lollipops and cherries. What's it called again?
I'm not telling you.
And then we can have you dance, and it will just go pop up. Cutie pie, cutie pie.
Okay. Can I finish my story?
Does this make you uncomfortable?
I need Ja-Mez here. He's a good buffer to like get us back on track. So can I finish? Are you done?
I'm playing with my dollar.
Okay, so you're done for like the next minute or so. So that's how long I have. Anyway, it was funny watching these guys play because despite the fact that they always make jokes during the last 5 minutes of the game. Oops, I'm sorry, I moved your mic. I'm sorry, I'm boring you. During the last 5 minutes of the game, the guy was tearing up at the ending.
Oh, it was so sad.
It was so sad. Dan, I think, was tearing up. I was bawling. And then I watched Train Man and it made it worse. But yeah, so it's a game that I really want to try playing for myself, for sure. Errol's just walked away. Why? I'm talking. Yeah, no, but the style of the game's really interesting. It's kind of styled like a comic book, and it kind of does the game justice because you can see it doesn't feel fake. All of the facial expressions, you know how you reach the uncanny valley, especially in adventure games, which are often low budget, and even though the puzzles are fairly simplistic, you're really there for the story and the characters, and it's pretty fantastic actually. And it has a few plot twists in there that really shock you. So they caught me by surprise anyway, and I can usually spot those a mile away. So yeah,
clever.
check it out.
Okay, so is that the news for today?
I think that's the news for today. Yeah.
Look at that. Look how we're great. We got through news. We're on to part 2, and I think there's a little music interlude. Did you do the music interlude?
Yeah, I did it last time. I
Cool.
also did it along with your part 2 because I figured out reverb, and I was just so happy that I figured out reverb that
I can do it, so I can say part 2.
Okay. So I guess you should introduce it because you kind of thought of it.
Cool.
You don't remember it, do you?
I shot you off like 3 or 4 ideas.
Oh, I
I'm
know.
the idea man.
You're the idea. So I have to filter that.
I
into
give
this?
you the clay and you form it.
Okay, so what Errol suggested.
You're wearing makeup. I see that when we're in profile view that, oh, look, you have makeup
Oh
on.
my god! I even said I had makeup on when I came in here.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you were too busy social media-ing.
Yeah, I
on
was
your
trying to get
computer.
all the things out for Banana Musical.
Yeah. Anyway, so what Errol suggested that our topic could be for this week is talking about.
Do you always wear makeup?
No.
Oh, okay.
Jeez. Oh my goodness.
What are we talking about?
Okay, just give me a second and
I
maybe I
did.
can say
Let's
it.
go.
Cheese and crackers. Okay. We're going to talk about the Toronto geek community and just how geekdom has sort of become mainstream in general.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about cons.
We talked about that last week.
Oh, we did?
Or we tried to. Didn't work too well.
Oh, really? Was this my idea?
That was your idea too. And last week I was like, "Here, Errol, you say the idea." And you're like, "This is what we're talking about."
Are you sure?
Yeah. No,
I don't think we have this on record anywhere.
Oh, I have it on the freaking podcast,
Yeah, who
which you
listened to
didn't
that?
listen to.
Well, I went through it, so why would I listen to it?
You should listen to it.
Yeah, I know I should, just in case you cut all the good bits.
I only cut a couple bits out.
Oh, which bits did you cut
I'm
out?
not gonna say.
Oh, were that the embarrassing bits about you and your dating
Hey,
life?
I kept all those in.
Oh,
amazingly
really?
enough. Yeah.
We talked about your dating
Look,
life?
I appreciate good comedy, if anything. So, anyway,
So were there developments in your dating life in that episode?
No,
Are there in
nothing.
this episode?
No.
Oh. I think your mom would like that.
I know she would. Okay, but she doesn't listen to the podcast.
No, well,
so
because then she'd be so upset to know that there's no developments in your dating life.
she already knows, so
Oh,
it's okay.
Okay.
Anyway, we were going to talk about the Toronto geek community and the various organizations that have developed over the years.
And if anybody would like to tell us more, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because
I'm always looking for different geek communities that are around Toronto and are just in, not everybody listens to this is from Toronto. And so,
that's true, yeah.
Maybe people have different ones in theirs. We have, surprisingly enough, a few.
Yeah.
There's this one called Nerd Night, and they describe themselves as Discovery Channel with beer. So I think sadly it's on a Thursday and I still want to go. I've been to their barbecue and I want to go. I met the people who organized it and I want to go because it sounds like, they set up like a small little TED Talk or whatever, a Discovery Channel sort of thing, and everybody just sits and listens. And it sounds like a lot of fun. So, and you could probably it sounds like we're people going to a panel sort of thing, just like at a con. Anyway. And so that has started up, and they're called Nerd Night, and they always have everything Thursdays. And so else I would go because I really want to check one out. Mm-hmm. There's another. Oh, you can talk about the other because this is the second time last night.
Oh yeah, so there's Nerd Mafia, which I just joined a few months ago, and I went to one of the pub nights that they have, and I went to.
You went by yourself.
I went by myself
Look
to that
at
pub
you,
night. Yeah.
Introvert.
Look, I can do things. I'm not like in a corner for most of my life weeping. I do go out to social
What about last
events
night?
by myself.
Were you last night in your house weeping?
No.
Yes, you were.
That's not because that's because of Train. That's because of Train Man.
You're weeping about love, weren't you?
It was stupid. It was that stupid show that you introduced to me. Errol got me watching a series called Train Man, and it's a Japanese show, and I didn't think I was susceptible to
regular
love
listeners
shows.
know about Train Man.
Oh my god, that show. Anyway, so
except she's watching this show. She saw the movie already.
Yeah.
And she's now watching the series.
Yeah.
And you finished the series, didn't you?
I finished the series.
How many
last
episodes
night.
is it? How many episodes?
I want to say 11.
11.
But I think it's more because I think they I think they put 2 episodes together or 2 or 3 episodes together. Because the last one was like 74 minutes long. And I think they just sort of smushed.
But aren't they normally an hour?
They're normally 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So it was like an extra half hour or so. Yeah, no, it's a really good series. I really like it. But it was stupid because it just gets me feeling all mushy. Don't do that.
And the great thing about this show is that there's a song by Electric Light Orchestra called Twilight. You lost your water. Oh, I put it away because you put it near the computer. I didn't know that was your water. Sorry.
Okay.
The great thing about that song is that it's like a Pavlovian signal.
It really is. Like, okay, so Errol made this video of his kids when they first got their bunny. And and he showed it to me before, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cute. And he showed it to me again. And I was like, Errol, I've already seen this. And then I realized, because he actually put the theme song from Train Man into this video. And now that I've had context, as soon as that song started, when they held up their bunny, I was like, Bunny! You can't help. You get excited. It's like this trigger, like, they got a rabbit. It's terrible. Like, it was like, wow. Now I'm like way more excited than I should be about this video, just because that theme song started playing.
Well, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's a good it's a good lesson in marketing, I guess you could say, and how to manipulate people's emotions.
And there's other songs, like they only have like 3 songs, instrumentals, that they play throughout the entire series. And so when each one starts up, you know instantly how to feel.
Yes,
And
they've tagged the feeling well, and so they just manipulate you.
And they milk it for all it's worth. Like, it takes them, like, you know that when he starts like getting mushy over something, the main character, that's going to be like 10 minutes of that. And you are going to be with him all the way.
And then you're going to start weeping.
And thank God I only watched it with Errol like a couple of times. The rest of it I watched alone, and I think that was for the best.
Yeah, she kicked me out of her house, her apartment.
It was like 1 a.m.
That was a week. No, it was a weekday.
It was a weekend.
So there you go.
But you had to get up for church the next morning.
Speaking of which, is really funny. Is like the person who does the community director asks me, so do you want to do announcement videos for our church?
Why did he? Did he know what he was getting into?
It's a she. And I'm thinking to myself, really? But you've seen my stuff. Are you sure? Should I show you the introvert video? Because really, do we want to subject? I'm the music director for my church, and so when I'm up there, I don't talk, and it's good when my mouth is closed. I just sing, and then I go sit back down. But if they allowed me just to talk about anything I wanted, that would be bad for everybody. Not because I'd be saying something irreverent, I would just be not stopping and talking about things nobody cares about. So. Yeah. Anyway,
we were talking about geek communities.
Yes, and so you went out, and you weren't in your normal weepy state.
It's not normal for me to be weepy. Anyway, we went to
That's because you met me, and now we're all happy all the time.
Okay. I was happy before you too. There was a before Errol. I keep reminding him of that.
Really, a BE.
BE. It's like 10 BE, 10 before Errol. Anyway. So yeah, I just joined Nerd Mafia. They're a pretty cool group. Their goal actually is to promote professional geeks, really geeks who have decided to go into professions that, like, to be creative with their geekery and try and make money off of it. Like, for instance, Nerds with Guitars are a part of it. They're
the only other geek band. There's
geek
3
band.
geek bands in Toronto, not including the Filk guys, except they. I mean, I would include the Filk people, but they don't gig often. Except there is at least one person. Heather Dale gigs constantly,
yeah.
But she doesn't seem to be. She is local, but she seems to go all over the world, right?
Yeah.
So,
Monkey Man Productions.
She's really
which
good.
I'm a part of.
I love Heather Dale.
Yeah, she's
really
awesome.
Good. She's so
amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are we talking about now?
Nerd Mafia.
Oh, Nerds
so
with a Guitar,
Monkey Man Productions, which is a geek
that's
company.
what you're part of.
I'm part of it now.
You're part of Monkey Man.
Yeah.
Wait, did you even talk about Monkey Man last night?
You mean last time?
Last night.
Last night.
Yes.
Why last night?
Because you're a part of. Wasn't last night the party?
No, it's this Sunday.
No, but last night when you're at Nerd Mafia.
Oh, you mean did I schmooze about it?
Yeah, do you even have cards?
No, I don't have cards.
Why aren't you?
I wasn't given cards.
Does anybody from Monkey Man listen to this podcast? I hope not.
Maybe DJ. Well, I mean, it didn't come up in conversation.
It doesn't need to come up in conversation.
It's hard. Look, I'm learning, okay?
I'm teasing you. What is today? Tuesday? We should go for wings.
Oh,
no, I got my waistline to think about.
Yeah.
Too many wings. So,
what were you saying? So yeah, Nerd Mafia is pretty cool, actually. who was the creator? Like, who created
Gavin
it?
Stevens.
Okay.
He's a comedian.
Okay. They're pretty cool. Like, I've met some of the senior members and whatnot, and they're pretty gung-ho to get as many people involved as possible. And
they're really nice.
They're very nice. They have pub nights every once in a while, once a month, I think. And
you can get together, talk about stuff, just hang out.
Yeah.
And they had the Secret Santa last night. And
Uh-huh.
if you've read, and I mean, I don't know when you guys are hearing this, but they had it Monday night. And so the Tuesday comic is, I was really excited because, okay, Amanda should explain it because she witnessed it all.
Okay, so involving Errol in anything is always a risk.
A risk.
Yeah.
Awesomeness.
I don't think it would have mattered what present you got. You would have gotten excited over it. But this particular one, so Errol, first he brought his present, and his present actually
was awesome.
It was a TIE fighter and
TIE Interceptor, mini TIE Interceptor.
TIE Interceptor and bacon, which
awesome.
was pretty amazing. And so then Errol got his present.
And then I also put in my CD as a bonus.
Oh yeah, he put his CD as a bonus. And so then he opened up his present and just went insane.
It's squishable.
It's a crochet Dalek.
Oh, you know it's crocheted too? I thought it was knitted. But Debs told me that it was crocheted
No, it's
as well.
crocheted, yeah.
Well, no, I can't tell the difference between knitting and crochet. How can you tell? What's the difference?
Useless. Look at it. It's the different, like, you can just tell.
Oh, what do you mean you can tell? How can I tell? I don't know. I don't knit or crochet. What would I know? I don't understand.
I don't crochet, but I know when something is crocheted.
Well, then what is it?
It's like the type of stitching on it. Look.
Yeah, I'm looking. It's made out of yarn. Can you knit with yarn?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
You can't make the bumpy things with.
You can't?
Oh, maybe you can, but still, like, look at the stitch. Anyway, you can tell it's crocheted. It's crocheted.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I guess everybody can tell except me.
Yep. Anyway,
Now I gotta find something knitted.
prep. Say he's gonna go and find a blanket or a sweater or something.
What's this? My wife is knitting this
Yeah,
blanket.
see, I can tell that's knitted.
This is knitted.
Yeah.
Well, how can you tell? Is it because it's closer?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's looser stitching.
Looser stitching is knitted,
Yeah.
and then here.
Oh
this
no,
is,
it's not necessarily. Sorry, you just can tell. That's all. I can't explain it.
I didn't
can
know
just,
this was a
it's like-
skill
it's
to
like
have.
my superpower. I can tell the difference between crocheted and knitted. Anyway, someone can explain this if anyone actually listens to this. So Errol gets this.
Well, if Brian listened, I know that Denise also knits too.
So Errol gets this crocheted Dalek. And he doesn't even watch Doctor Who, but he knows what a Dalek is. But he gets super
I
excited
want to watch Doctor
suddenly.
Who. I just don't have time.
Yeah, because he gets super excited because it's squishy and it's bouncy. Like, whatever he hits it against, it bounces against. And because it's squishy, that means it's not going to hurt anybody. So Errol
And it's bumpy.
instantly, anybody he knows for more than 3 months, he just starts wailing on everybody in the room in a super excited Errol fashion. Just being like, look, it's bouncy just like that. Leslie, he's doing to me right now. And, to me multiple times, and he just, like, he was practically bouncing around the room. Like, he got insanely excited about this crocheted Dalek. And, like, I told him to make it proper, you have to yell exterminate, but he didn't even yell it in the proper Dalek voice. He yelled it in an Errol voice, which,
I know what the proper voice is.
I know, but he was like, exterminate! And you're just like, wow, that's, like, super annoying.
It's like a perfect weapon. It's like when you turn it upside down. It's like oh, that'd be awesome.
This poor
Why
girl,
doesn't somebody make knitted maces? Oh my goodness, that'd be cool. A mace that's crocheted.
this poor girl that we met, who was like, you know, Errol introduced himself to her and then proceeded to beat me over the head with this Dalek and then beat the table with it and, like, looking at her.
Oh, Victoria.
Victoria. Looking at her
Victoria.
so enthusiastically, being like, isn't this amazing? And she's like nodding like, huh?
She was a huge Doctor Who fan too.
So yeah,
Poor
Errol got really
Victoria.
excited and kind of wreaked havoc over the whole gathering.
No, I didn't. It was just a small circle around me because it was really loud. So people.
It was really loud, but it was fun though.
And then Amber became my 1024th friend on Facebook. So I was excited because, 1024, if you guys know your memory increments, or just, 2 to the 10. And I like binary. Yes, and so Tuesday's comic had her in it. And then it had me whapping her on the head with my Dalek because I did that.
He did it a lot. I tried. He's doing it now. Poor Debs. I think he beat her this afternoon.
Yeah, I beat Debs.
Yeah.
Poor Debs.
From what she said on Facebook. Anyway, so that was Nerd Mafia.
It's also really funny. I know, the majority of the geeks that I know are female. I know a lot of female geeks for some strange reason. So other than all the different cons that people go to, like, Victoria was talking about, there was a they have a, what did she call it?
I don't know what she called it because I could barely hear anything.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was part of the Doctor Who Society or something. There's the Doctor Who Society. There's
Steampunk Society.
Oh yeah, there's the Steampunk Society.
There's LARPers. You know what's really interesting, which I wouldn't even think of as a geek kind of thing, but totally is?
What?
It's NaNoWriMo.
It is considered a geek thing, actually. I tried talking to people about it tonight, actually. They started asking more about my acting stuff, and I mentioned the musical, and they're like, "What's it about?" And nobody knew what NaNoWriMo was.
Mm-hmm.
And
more for writers, but it's funny. It's not really considered a geek thing, but in Toronto, and I think even in Toronto, well, around the world, it's 80% female.
Yeah.
And in Toronto especially, it's almost like 100% geek. Not 100, okay, 90 maybe. But almost everybody that does it is pretty darn geeky.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun, actually. Except, there are a couple people that have no idea who Neil Gaiman is. But, but a few people do.
And it sort of segues into...
And it's like a community you wouldn't expect to be geeky.
No.
I mean, because they're writers.
They're writers and stuff, and... I mean, my friend Erica, when she joined NaNoWriMo, she's a geek, but she did not write geeky things at all. Actually, she's a geek. My friend Erica's a geek who...
she plays adventure games with you.
She played adventure games with me, but
That's pretty geeky.
She became cool, though, for the most part.
Oh, she's cool
She's
now.
hip. So it's kind of funny, because I think adventure games are sort of the one geeky thing we have left. That we share, but other than that, no, she's completely non-geek. So when she goes into NaNoWriMo, she always writes about non-geeky things. And
well, other people write about non-geeky things. Not everybody writes fanfic.
I mean, fantasy and stuff as well.
Yeah, a lot of people write fantasy, but there's other things people
other
write
things.
about. Vampires.
Because that's not.
No.
Well, it's interesting that, because it sort of segues into the fact that being a geek has sort of become a little more mainstream in the past few years.
And people are complaining about that.
Yeah.
There's articles all over about, like, we even talked about it with Ja-Mez last time about what's a true geek.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't care, actually. I really don't care. If somebody wants to call themselves a geek, fine. But then they'll have to talk to me. And then they'll be scared. So, if like, oh, you're a geek, let's talk about this.
Do you know what? It sort of makes sense in a way. Just because, we both grew up as geeks when it was...
You were geeky?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm still geeky.
Are you a geek, man, Pans?
Of course I am.
Aren't you just
I wouldn't be on this podcast if I wasn't
just a
geek.
cutie pie?
Oh, my God. I totally would.
I'm only laughing. I'm only laughing because you've lost it, man. It's not that funny to anybody else.
I know it's not. It's just... Anyway, I can edit this, thank God. You're hard to edit, actually. You're very difficult to edit.
I know, I have to put more breaks in things I say.
Maybe better than that.
Is that better?
You know what? You realize I'm going to have to, actually edit that. Anyway, sorry. No, it makes sense because, we both grew up as geeks when
Not together.
Not together.
I only met you last year.
I know. Okay, I'm not saying. I didn't say together.
You grew up in like Sarnia.
Okay, listen, dingbat. I'm talking.
That's a font.
Anyway, that's wingdings. You're thinking wingdings.
There's a dingbat font, isn't there?
No.
No? Okay. Thought there was.
Anyway. But when, like, I grew up when being a geek wasn't popular. You know, like when it was kind of looked down on. And it it only makes sense because suddenly all of the geeks have sort of...
Oh, look, you can hear that.
Errol, put the dog down. What was I going to say?
It kind of made sense.
It kind of made sense because all the geeks grew up and, you know, got jobs of their own, and all the ones in the entertainment industry started making geeky shows, and it only made sense that the kids, the generation after that, would sort of catch on to that, and it would become more mainstream because it was more part of the media now. But now, yeah, there's all sorts of articles on, like, oh, these people are, like, this group is only wannabe geeks, and we were geeks before them, and they're not true geeks unless they know all of the facts about a show.
You know, I think geeks became more mainstream, really, when video games became mainstream.
That also is a big factor in it.
Right?
Yeah.
Because video games cover all sorts of geekdom. You know, a lot of video games, let's say from Japan. Mm-hmm. And so then again, you know, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just making this up.
Well, but you're right. No, the video games, like, especially like systems like the Wii and everything, very much marketed things like the whole family can play this.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not even talking about the Wii. I'm talking earlier. Like, you know, Nintendo. Like, when I was a kid and I had an Atari and everybody knew what one was, but not everybody had one. But now we're getting to the part where, like, almost everybody in North America has a computer, and almost every, you know, relatively middle to upper, well, even, like, closer to lower middle class, people will have some sort of game console.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally.
Right? It's not as ubiquitous as the TV yet, but I'm thinking that pretty soon there won't be a little boy, especially, that hasn't played a video game.
And that's very, very true. Like... And because of that, you're right. I mean, it's just sort of become a little more acceptable to you know, be more open about loving those types of things.
Or knowing about them when you're a kid, right? So, or like, and so like when the guys who don't normally play video games, well, and they do now, you know, they might do all sorts of other things, but, you know, they'll sit down and play Halo on the Xbox or something like that, you know? And it's just something what everybody's...
This is a man's game.
Yeah. But, you know, when I was a kid, it's like, let's have a LAN party. It's not like I could find I could find my friends that would do it and a few others, but...
Oh, it's funny, though. Like, I mean, I think when I was in university, that was when it was really starting to become big. Because, like, I remember almost everybody... in my residence played video games of some sort. I think actually mostly the girls didn't. And
but now that's opening up.
That's opening up
because of casual gaming, I think, right?
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about it, like, because I know a lot of people look down on casual games, and
I play casual games.
I play casual games too, and
sometimes, you know, when I'm on the toilet, I just open up Risk and I just play. Actually, it's not sometimes. I think I play it almost every time. I just play Risk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
pretty
now
much.
Everybody knows a little more about Errol. Yeah, no, it's like when you need a game just to pass the time by, or...
And it's really quick, right? Because you can't stay on the toilet forever.
Okay, Errol.
So that's why I don't want to open up, like...
Risk isn't quick.
It can't... If it's done by the computer...
Is it? I don't like Risk. I've played it like once.
No, I don't love Risk either. I don't like playing it with other people because
they get aggressive.
Well, no, I don't keep. No, it's not that. I play games with everybody. It's just that it can be a 6-hour game, and that's not really fun.
Yeah, we had a game in my university that stayed there for 3 weeks. I think they just kept it open. Oh no, it was all reading week. That's what it was. They just kept it on the table.
Was it Supremacy?
I don't know.
Was it Diplomacy?
I have no idea.
Or was it Risk?
It was Risk. That's all I know.
Anyway, so I think, I mean, somebody probably has analyzed this, but I think it's because of how popular video games became.
Yeah.
And that introduced everybody to the other aspects of geekery.
Yeah. And And, you know, you see a lot of media now about that sort of thing, about being a geek. And, because that's what it is. Like, there's so many TV shows nowadays that are about the underdog nerd guy. And a lot of the times, like, jocks and cheerleaders and such are painted in a fairly bad light, actually.
Poor jocks.
But it's kind of funny because I shouldn't say anything because I don't know how it is in school. I should have asked my my teacher friends.
I can ask my daughters, but they don't know.
They don't know either.
Now another thing too is, another thing is like with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That suddenly made fantasy kind of like popular amongst
a little more mainstream,
every child,
yeah.
right? Because I don't know how popular fantasy was before Harry Potter.
It wasn't. It was there, but it was a geek thing. It was like, if you like fantasy, you're a geek.
But now every child has read Harry Potter, it seems. So,
yeah.
And then other books like Twilight became mainstream, whether or not you like it. But then also Hunger Games, which is science fiction.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that became hugely popular. So, you know, when all these things became popular, then it became, and because of computer graphics being able to render those things a lot easier, like monsters and for not as big of a budget, you know, so for something like sci-fi. If you want to do something like Blade Runner, which looks awesome now, you haven't seen it, have you? But it looks really nice. But, you know, you would need a huge budget and all these small models and everything like that. But
yeah.
Now you just need a computer.
It's very true.
It's like the guy that did Monster. Did you see that?
Which one's Monster?
No, it's like an independent film, and it was just these two people trying to get somewhere, but he did most of all the effects like on his computer.
Wow.
And it became but that's what he did. He was hired, he did I think for the BBC. You should see this. It's a really cool documentary. Not a documentary, but just like a behind the scenes thing. And I think it was like on Attila the Hun. Right, and so he wanted to have like the rolling battle scenes, epic battle scenes, of course. And but he only has 5 guys. Yeah. And so he did it all in the computer, and would just take 5 guys and then like just duplicate them, and then had them. And I'll show it to you afterwards. It's really neat. And the same sort of thing. The guys that did another documentary on D-Day, but they only had 3 people, and so they did the whole thing as well. All with just 3 people.
Wow.
And they just put everything in via special effects. So
yeah.
So it made those kind of films, whether it be fantasy or science fiction, a lot easier to make. And then they could probably do that on TV a bit easier. Like, I remember watching behind the scenes for Star Trek and how much money goes into the next generation.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Like, I think well, even like the littlest things now. Like, what was I watched?
Like the littlest hobo.
No.
There's a voice keeps on calling
Errol.
me.
Errol.
Do you know the song?
No.
Down the road. You know the
Errol.
show? That's
Yes,
where I
know the
long
show.
to be.
That's okay.
Every stop I make a new friend. Don't you know this song at all?
No.
No.
You're old.
Have you ever seen The Littlest Hobo?
I've heard of it. For sure.
Okay. I didn't really like watching the show.
Okay.
Why? Because he left at the end, and that's sad. It's just like in The Hulk. And then they played the Lonely Man song.
I know the
dun,
Lonely
dun,
Man.
dun, dun, and it's just sad, and it's it's awful. Sorry, am I off track? Did we tangent?
Oh, clever.
You're losing it for some reason. Are you tired?
A little bit.
You're concerned about my family that just walked in.
Why?
Because you're getting all like hesitancy and like it's like
I'm just dandy.
Okay, you keep talking then.
Why? About what?
We were talking about something.
Well, you've got us off track.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about
geeks.
Geeks. In general, I guess.
And how more mainstream it is.
It's weird. I feel cooler now, actually.
Oh, really? You go you swagger down the streets?
Swagger down the street.
My name's Man Pants.
Flashing my Zelda wall. It's actually amazing Oh, so
She
funny.
has a Zelda wallet.
I have
It's
a
cool.
Zelda wallet. It's amazing how many people I know when I'm talking to a geek when they freak out when they see my wallet, and this includes like TTC collectors and But one of the best part was we went to the One of a Kind show last weekend, and it was mostly like arts and crafts and stuff. And I was wearing a Geek T-shirt.
My Dalek is a one of a kind now.
Yeah. Anyway, anyway,
You saw your T-shirt. What was on your T-shirt?
it was my sneaky like ninja T-shirt.
Oh.
But it's a Geek T-shirt. It's considered a Geek T-shirt, and my dad saw it and just like kind of rolled his eyes and sighed, and I don't know why even. He was just like,
Your
"Well,
dad hasn't seen your clothes?
apparently not."
Because that's the only T-shirt I see you wear.
I don't wear it when I go home. I pretend to be a normal daughter.
But
So
your dad's a geek.
my dad is a geek, so I was like, and he's just like, "Oh, why is she wearing that shirt?" But it was so funny because we were walking around the One of a Kind show, which is filled with hipsters and whatnot, and they all loved my T-shirt. Every single booth we went to, they were just like, "Oh, would you like to try a sample of? Oh my God, that's an amazing shirt!" And I kind of just look at my dad and see, I'm awesome. I'm awesome amongst the hipsters of all people.
There you go.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but
Well,
you know.
board games are now hipsters. I didn't realize Snakes and Lattes was a hipster
Yeah,
place.
my friend, because I invited her out to Snakes and Lattes. I'm like, we should totally go because it's awesome. You haven't been. You love board games. She was, I don't know. I'm like, what? Why not? And then she said, well, it's kind of a hipster place. I didn't know this.
Yeah, so
Apparently it
I
is.
think I think a lot of geeks go there. So
Yeah.
it's where geeks and hipsters collide, and they don't realize. Really, I don't know. Do
We're all
either
too
of
busy
them?
looking at the board games. I
Yeah,
don't know.
they don't notice each other.
I don't
Wow.
know. So that's a shame.
Or maybe it's hard to tell the difference between a geek and a hipster.
Well,
No, not really.
the hipsters pretend not to care what they're wearing. Geeks actually don't care
No.
what they're wearing.
No.
Although it depends, on the. If they-
Oh, for example, I changed my pants like last week, and I still had another good 2 weeks on it because I spilled wine on it. It's a sad state of affairs.
Oh, so you were forced.
Actually, wasn't it last
change
week?
them.
Yeah, over the weekend I had to change my pants.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
But I only have
Spilled
like
wine
a couple.
on them?
Yeah.
Were you drunk?
No, we were out. I was out on vacation with my fam,
Oh.
and then Zoe went to show me a picture, and then she knocked over Karen's wine glass. It went all over me.
So you had.
Then
to
I
change
smelled
your
like
pants.
a wino for the rest of the evening.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
People might have accepted your behavior more if you just smelled like that.
No, people don't accept my behavior ever.
Ever. Poor Errol. Just having the funs.
So yeah, I would think. I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody has done studies on this. Why Geek has become a bit more mainstream, but video games.
Video games.
There are more movies about it.
More movies.
More,
like
more TV
the
shows
Geek
about
generation has grown up, basically. And
they can buy stuff.
they can buy stuff. They can, people are cashing in on this whole nostalgia kick. Selling DVDs of old shows.
There was a Commodore. Did I say this? I did in the last podcast.
There was a convention for the Commodore
64, and I wanted to
64.
go, and I couldn't go. I think I'm gonna go next year.
Poor Errol. I would love to go to Mysterium one year.
What's Mysterio?
The Mysterium?
Mysterium.
It's the Mist convention.
Oh.
And one year it was in Toronto, but I was a teenager at that point. And I couldn't go because my parents wouldn't let me and I couldn't afford it.
So is it coming back here ever?
I hope so. It's always in the States. That's the problem. It's always in places like Washington.
Oh.
And that's far.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard too. But now we're back on conventions. We are terrible at this.
But what can they talk about at Mist conventions? Because
Mist!
it's done.
I could talk forever about Mist and you know it.
Yeah.
Just like like you could talk about Miyazaki for like,
We should still do that. Did we talk about the panel last?
Yeah, you can't get that freaking panel off your mind. Ever since you went to a panel on Miyazaki, you've just been like, I need to do a panel on Miyazaki.
Do a panel.
I want to do a panel.
Adventure games too, really? Because you haven't actually ever heard. Okay, you have heard me talk about adventure games, haven't you?
Yeah, no.
And I went on for how long?
You went on for a while, but we had to stop because we actually sort of ran out of time.
Yeah. So see, it would be fun.
But it's weird. I don't know whether it's because I stopped caring as much or whether I'm actually cool or like being a geek is actually cooler now. But
yeah, because you were petrified for anybody to know.
When I was a teenager, yeah.
Well, no, even lately.
Sort
like when
of
you
lately.
went to the con, like your first con.
Oh yeah, like my first convention. Well, yeah, it was sort of like, and over the last couple of years, I've started caring a little less. And I found that it's like people have seemed to like when I talk about
They call you
things.
Cutie Pie.
Errol, I'm going to murder you in a moment. As soon as these mics are off, we will rename the podcast
Cutie
Two
Pie.
Geeks in a-
2 geeks and a cutie pie.
I won't swear. I will not swear in your house.
This is my stupid face.
Yeah, he's making a stupid face.
You should explain to them what my stupid face
so Errol, like, whenever he makes fun of somebody and whenever he's really gleeful about it, and, like, whenever he knows that he's making people particularly uncomfortable, he just does this, like, he just smiles this smile. It's like his mouth's, like, open and he's just, like, completely content, and it's just this, like, really annoyingly gleeful smile, and he never actually looks at you while he does it. Like, you'll be like defending yourself and looking straight ahead, and then you'll look over at him and see this stupid smile on his face because he's just so satisfied that he got you.
Poor man pants.
Anyway, that was my rant of the night, apparently.
My sister loves your rants that you do in the last episode.
Oh yeah?
Thinks it's hilarious. She
Oh
loves your
good,
rants,
I'm glad, because those rants were hard to memorize.
I know.
What time are we at now?
I don't know. I think we should close.
We should probably
Because
close.
we've just been talking about all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, so
If you guys want to discuss this on the forums or anything else, actually near the end we have all sorts of things that will tell you how to hook up with us.
How to hook up with us and how to,
Maybe somebody
post
can
comments.
link to me why geek culture has become more popular.
Yes,
You know,
because
I was just
I'm
making
interested.
it up.
We were just sort of like, let's just talk about that in the Toronto community for geeks because it's surprisingly big, actually.
And there's
I was
more.
surprised.
We got distracted. So
we
we
got
didn't talk
distracted.
about
Yeah,
it.
there's you. You're like a geek community amongst on yourself, basically.
No, I just want to meet every single geek in Toronto.
But Debs and Errol, it's where geeks are starting to congregate now.
I think there's 5 of us on our website.
Yeah, exactly. 5 people who comment, but a lot of people go to the comic.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Wally.
Hmm.
Okie doke.
Okay.
Well, my name's not Man Pants.
My name is Not Errol.
And we'll join you again next week.
See you later.
Good night.
Good night.
And if you want to check us out on the internet, you can subscribe to us on iTunes. You can follow us on Twitter at 3 Geeks in a Pod. That's the number 3. And you can also like us on Facebook. Get all the news and updates about podcasts and videos and other announcements at our blog, 3geeksinapod.wordpress.com. That's the number 3. And stay in touch with friends and fans at the forums on our sister site, debsanderrol.com. Woo! I'm Errol. You could also contact us on Gmail, 3geeksinapod@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.